We have a man who is no stranger to speaking out, of course, and we've had him here before. Veteran Calypsonian Edwin Ayoung. Crazy. Pleasant good evening to you, sir.
Yes, man. Good afternoon to the Gayelle posse, Errol and you and the whole posse, the whole family with Errol family there.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Thank
Good
you so
night.
much. Let me ask you this, Crazy. How was your season, first of all, the carnival season?
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. It could have been better, but it wasn't that bad at all. And I'm very glad to see that the young fellas and them who involved with the Calypso and soca thing, I started this trend, glad to see they're doing my trend that I started in 1979. You see, running up and down the stage, Marshall everybody, everybody, Super Blue, running up as I started that in 1979. And I'm glad to see it still happening. Everybody going crazy,
Yeah, I think you are the original Calypso hype man, moving and
I am the original. You see, in those days in 1977, Sparrow and Kitchener, that was their time. It's like how Marshall big now. In those days was Sparrow and Kitchener. And to get through there very hard. You have to do something different, right? Like what Marshall doing now. So what happened there is Sparrow and Kitchener just used to come out and stand up and sing. Sometimes they move along a little bit. But I started running up and down the stage like what the young fellas doing now.
But let me ask.
I climb up on Salvatore building. I climb up on Cipriani statue. That's in 1979, 78.
Yeah.
When I sang a song named Dustbin Cover. I was in the March Crash show. Rose won that year. Rose won the crown. Right? She was the first woman to win the crown in 1978.
That's right.
It was the Calypso King. It wasn't no Calypso Monarch. That is how they changed it to Monarch in 78. In 79, they changed it to Monarch because I was supposed to win the crown that year. But it so happened that Rose win, I run second, Terror run third, right? So that's how it managed to change to Calypso Monarch.
But let me ask you this: looking back at that, I mean, the history there is very rich and what have you. But looking at the results, people weighing in on Mr. Montano's win of the National Calypso Monarch. Some people are quite happy with that. I personally have no problem. I think he had a wonderful performance. I think it made sense. It told us a very historical story. But then there's some folks who are saying, listen, why not just leave that for the younger folks who are coming up so they can get an opportunity? Are we still with this talk about there's a fight down or a stifling of
really,
young people?
No, right now, Calypso, you see that final night in the Savannah?
Yeah, go ahead.
That final night in the Savannah, in the March Gras show, you have a little bit of people, right? The crowd was scared, right? Look at when Marshall there now, people start coming, look, the crowd was nice. You could imagine Marshall defending his Calypso title next year, that Savannah would be full. So Marshall is bringing in people in the business, which is very good. Look, right now I want to beg Marshall, other Calypsonians to join me. We should beg Marshall to come back next year because Calypso get a lift. Marshall give Calypso a lift that people now get interested and next year now it will be bigger and the money will go up.
Yeah, but crazy, Marshall himself has made it quite clear that the Calypso, the art form, is bigger than any one individual, even bigger than him. And it brings me back to, like, for example, when Jack Warner left the TTFF, the TTFF simply fell apart. How is it that we rely on one individual, one person, to bring about what's expected as far as attendance and to ensure that there's some sort of evolution in the culture, when in fact that this is something that should lie on the responsibility of everyone who are stakeholders in our culture?
Yeah, well, what happened is, you see, Marshall is a brand, right? And you remember the Soca Monarch that was big or that William Monroe started?
Yeah.
That was a big thing for all the youths and all that. Well, after Marshall came there and Marshall win a couple times, right? After when Marshall leave, what happened? It fell apart. Right now, Soca Monarch is dead, right? So now, that is why I am begging Marshall. I'm going on my knees and I'm telling Marshall, do not leave. If you only leave the Calypso, that club will fall down and the money will stay at 500,000. And a little cheap car, a little 60,000 car, right?
All right. But let me ask you this.
Marshall Montano there, the money will go up. Next year, the money might be 5 million. Because you have soca artists coming in. They might have to change it now to Calypso Soca Monarch, because a lot of soca artists will be coming in as the money get bigger. You know?
Yeah. My thing is, as long as there's good delivery, good lyrics, good music, that's fine. But let me ask you as well. Do you believe over the years, I mean, you've witnessed and you've observed so much, has the entire process become too political?
The process with the well, that is a difficult one. But if you say political, if you say politics, you see, right now the government is finance the Calypso tents, and that, I think the Skinner Park thing, that thing in Skinner Park they have there, that's the biggest crowd the Calypso does have, you know. I think the government is financed that, which is a political thing, you know. I think that is political deal in that instance, you know.
Yeah, but does that help the art form in any form or fashion?
Well, I don't think so, you know. I don't think it has helped the art form, because if it becomes political, that means that the Calypsonians would not want to sing against the government, you know. Maybe that is why the tents and them empty. You know, we look at what tents had about 5 nights we couldn't perform because nobody attended the Calypso tent, because people want to hear politics. You know, like in the UNC, you know, if you're pong in the UNC, people like to hear that. You know, if you're pong in the PNM, people love to hear that. So they're not getting that type of Calypso. That is why I believe, I might be wrong, people do not come to the tents because of that. You know?
Yeah, but year in, year out, we hear about this same thing about the tents, and I mean, you mentioned earlier that Machel Montano is a brand. I mean, has the Calypso tents, have they evolved to the point to understand what their brand is and how their brand needs to be marketed? Or have we seen the last of all that's taken? Because somebody pays the bills. Whether there's no one in the audience, whether 5 or 2 people show up, somebody is paying for the Calypsonians that night.
The government pay the tents. The government just pay us. You know, I sing with the classic Russo tent, and the government just pay us. We just get a weekly salary from the tents, and the other tents too. The other tents too. I believe all the tents. Government cater for all the tents. So they have that under control. They have that Calypso tenting under control. So you can't really sing anything bad about them. You know, you have to say good things in order to get through, you know.
Well, I guess
I might be wrong, you know. I just saying so.
No, I think it makes sense. I think it makes. I mean, who pays the piper calls the tune. Let's be honest.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Let's be honest. Let's not beat around the bush. We're talking about our art form where every year people express the fact that either it's not going anywhere, it's not being well attended. It should be further on where it needs to be as far as globally. But for some reason, that political element seems to be, hindering any sort of growth. Because
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe so. Yes, Mikey. I believe what you are saying there is correct. You know.
Yeah. So hopefully next year it's better. Closing comments. Go right ahead before we wrap things up. Go ahead.
Well, in the days of when we had managers, you know, the managers who used to like Jazzy Pantin and Sir Taylor. That's when I started, and Baron started in 1971 in the Seaman and Waterfront tent with Sparrow, and then we had the Kitchener's Review by the Savannah. You know, in those days, the managers and them used to handle the finance. No government didn't use to finance no tent.
Yeah.
That time tents was booming. Anywhere we go, sell out every night. But all that changed now.
All that changed. Yeah, you're right.
All that changed.
Don't forget, as we close up, don't forget the 20th anniversary of Gayelle this Friday. So hope to see you here, right? And of course, make your appearance. You are definitely family.
What time? What time is that?
Well, I think, let me see, what time? All day. It's all, what time?
Well,
4 p.m.
I will be there.
4 p.m.
I will be there because Errol is my boy.
Yeah, everything we there. And bring the kids. There'll be face painting, bouncy castle. You get to wrestle with your favorite presenter. There's going to be all kind of thing. Water fight, balloon fight, extempo fight. You need to come down 4 p.m. Come and celebrate 20 years with Gayelle. Crazy, it's been a pleasure. So see you on Friday, my friend. We got to wrap things up.
All right, Mikey.
Thank you so much.